it's interesting. I have these ups and downs of feeling energized and then feeling very tired very fast. And this feeling I've experienced when I had a burnout, and now it's quite the opposite. I had a complete, although as I'm sharing it now, I'm seeing something. I wanted to say I've been meditating for 10 days and it's been like the most tranquil and stress-free environment. But then I think it's the return back into reality that I like really overstimulated myself, and I think it was just a bit of a contrast to my nervous system of going from complete stillness into chaos of life, work, and I recorded a video right away. Just the intensity of life, the sounds, the smells, the food, the movement of the body. So I think in that sense, I think I might have experienced some burnouts, which is okay. Just noticing again how I always want to get out of this state. I don't want to be there. I want to feel good. I want to feel energized, and I think this is like my main thing that moves me in life. I just crave for energy. I just crave for vitality. I just crave for this orgasmic inner feeling of life that I know is possible, that I've experienced so many times, and I am experiencing daily, but not to such extent. And I know the things that get me there, and those are the things those are the simple things, you know, the sleep, clean diet, not drinking alcohol, like doing what I love, being my word and follow up on my commitments. So those are the simple things that, if followed through, they always get me to this place of like vibrant aliveness. So I always want to go there, and I always know that the way there is going back to basics, and going back to health. So that's why I guess health for me is my foundational practice that I return to, my foundational remedy that I remedy myself with whenever I feel like lost or confused or stressed. It always boils down to health for me. And so now doing 75 hard challenge and preparing for a half marathon is giving me that access easier, because I am committed, and there's a cadence and there's a routine, and I removed caffeine, I removed sugar, I removed gluten and dairy, and those are the things that, when removed, add more vitality into my life. Although I'm noticing how my mind is finding ways of like compensating for that. It's like, oh, okay, we're not eating those things, but we can find healthier alternatives and like snack on those and binge on those. So it's interesting to notice the workings of the mind. So yeah, feeling a bit up and down and just wanting to be up. And that's not how life works. And one of the big learnings in the Vipassana meditation is accepting the reality as it is. So if I'm feeling low at this moment, I should be allowing myself to feel it fully and to be with it without judgment, which is very challenging for me. And other way around, when I'm feeling like ecstatic, I shouldn't be clinging to this feeling of excitement, knowing that it will pass as well. So the teachings of this specific style of meditation is around impermanence of things and emotions and feelings, and how our attachment to those emotions, those feelings, those states of being create the suffering. Like right now, if I'm feeling tired and I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to feel tired. Oh, what should I do? And like my thoughts are looping, and then maybe I become indecisive. Maybe I lean into food, and it's like, it really enhances the feeling of unsettledness. And the same way, if I feel ecstatic and I'm like, yes, everything is going great, everything is good, like I want to be like this every day, every moment of my life, and then the feeling is gone, and it's like, but why? I was feeling so good and now I'm feeling shit, like, and then you crave for that ecstatic feeling to come back, and then it creates this unsettledness within you. So basically, living in neutrality is the way, apparently, which I'm so not there. I'm very like, and I'm like I live in between the extremes, and there's something about the extremes, and I think that's why a lot of people get attached to feeling like ecstatic or feeling depressed or whatnot, because there's some kind of, like, it's an intense feeling. You can feel a lot in either of these extremes, whereas when you're in the middle, like you're calm and you're content and you're at peace, it's like, it's a different kind, like it's a very subtle feeling, and it's almost like you don't feel it. It's almost like the music, like if you play it so loud or so quiet. No, I think that's the wrong analogy that I'm trying to use. Or maybe this state of like in the middle, like this balanced, content state is like kind of like binaural beats or some kind of beats, that are nourishing you, but they're not like very audible. So I think that's the ultimate goal of mine, is to, but also like from the neuroscience perspective, and how the dopamine works, it's like you want to be regulated. You don't want to like be peaking up because you crash below your baseline once you peak that dopamine, once you're super stimulated. So it's also like biologically there's a connection there, or there's a case for being somewhere in the middle, for being content and calm and at peace. And somehow these people like, I don't know. I'm just like contemplating and my mind is pulling different people into my mind. There are people who just feel so solid in their center and in their core, and the way they speak, they just radiate this like safety about them, safety and trust. So I think those are the people that are very grounded in their center, and they're not like in either of these extremes. But I think there are people who just settle, and they're generally they're not going into these extremes, but they're very like numb, like there's numbness about them. And there's lack of joy, lack of soul almost. It's really interesting. I'm just like trying to tap into those people where when I meet them, I feel very suspicious. I'm like, what is there? Like something is there. Something is underneath the rug. And my instant curiosity is like, let's pull it out, let's see what's there. Like, why are you so like bland? I think bland is the word. It's like you don't know what's the flavor of this person. They're just like stale. So I think that's different. But yeah, I guess right now I'm feeling in this kind of middle. I don't feel very... I think that's also the caffeine part. Caffeine gets me really aroused and I get like... whereas without it, I guess this would be my natural states. So it's interesting to experience oneself in those different states and contemplate and ponder on when am I feeling super hyper aroused and when I feel like low, and how often do I like swing in between those extremes, and how can I land somewhere in the middle? Although there's no such thing as balance for me, everything is in flux in life. And everything is just so context dependent. Right now I might be a little bit mellow. The next moment I might be ecstatic. But I guess it's different. The feeling of feeling ecstatic without any other stimulation, because it's an actual feeling rather enhanced by the stimulants like coffee for me does, as opposed to... And then I guess that excitement doesn't go as high up in order to crash down, so then there's no extreme lows. And when there's no extreme lows, maybe there's more of sense of equanimity, as they say in Vipassana. This centeredness and groundedness. And I think I remember once I said to my coach, I was like, I feel it was some time ago, maybe a year ago or so. Like I was in such a like center where I was like, I don't know how to be there. I remember one of my coaches as well, she was sharing as well, like coming from this like very volatile childhood and like just issues within the family and the relationship. And she was like, I'm at this place in my life right now where everything is perfect and everything flows and everything like... And she's like, I don't know how to like be in this state, you know? And it's very interesting, this reflection coming from different people. And this is how I've been feeling of like, it's a new way of being. It's your nervous system is kind of a bit maybe confused. It's like, oh, I've never been here for so long. Like it's usually hyper aroused or hyper low, you know? And when you get to that middle, the nervous system is like, it's a bit uncomfortable. Like I think the words that I said to my coach were like, I don't recognize myself. And again, like we have an experience of ourselves where we're in a certain way of being, you know, and now this is a different state of being, and it's different, and therefore it's like, yeah, you don't recognize yourself, which is not a bad thing. Again, going back to the concept of seasons of life and seasons of ourselves, it's just a different season. And this season might stay for a while, or the season might change quickly. We don't know, but it's embracing those changes and always, I guess, seeking to find that inner equanimity in whatever we're going through, not resisting, not rejecting. But it's like something powerful and magical happens when we literally accept our experience in the moment. It just passes away. So like I feel shit and I accept that I feel shit, but like accepting it truly and fully, and it's like I feel shit, and like all of a sudden like my eyes brightened up, my body relaxed a little bit, and I don't feel like shit that much anymore. So I guess it's more relevant for the experiences of lowness, in order for them to pass quicker, because the feelings of high, it's just so easy to accept, like we're always there, you know. But I guess with the feelings of high, it's just like, how can I not hyper arouse myself? How can I not stack on those dopamine hits onto the same experience? So for example, something went well and I'm excited and let's celebrate, and maybe I'll have a drink and maybe I'll do this, and like stacking those dopamine enhancing experiences. That means the higher you rise, the lower you'll crash, and you always crash below your baseline, which means you kind of go into the slow low. But if you have a healthy spike, which is like, yeah, I celebrated it, you know, and okay, like this too shall pass, then the dopamine just goes back into the baseline, and you're just like, you're not having this like low, but you're like, okay, you know, carry on with my day. So this is where I am, accepting my experience as it is. A bit shaky, a bit turbulent, kind of feels like I'm back and I'm not, and I'm back and I'm not. But yeah, being, exploring, pondering, and allowing it to pass as it does, just like the weather. So I hope something resonated. I hope something opened something up. And if not, I hope you enjoyed being with me as much as I enjoyed sharing this. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.